We are previewing NFL Week 7 here at SBRForum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak, and I am talking right now with Swingin Johnson on the phone, SBR contributor Swingin Johnson, doing the last football preview of the week. We're going to talk about Tennessee at Buffalo. Swingin Johnson, how you doing?
Hey, Loshak! Hey, Loshak, are we knocking the shit out of these games or what? I mean,
You mean our record?
week, we both, I don't want to revisit ancient history, but
Sure.
just so that our viewers can understand exactly what they're getting here. Last week, we both agreed that it was a horrible spot for the Colts against the Jets, particularly after beating the Packers the week before. And sure enough, Jets breezed to a 35-9 victory. We also both agreed that under in the Dolphins-Rams game was a much better play than taking a side on either Miami or St. Louis. And you even pointed out that a teaser with the Rams might be a good bet. And once again, the Nostradamus twins do it again when Miami beat St. Louis 17-14.
Well,
You know, Loshak, I know I'm ranting here, but giving out winners is no longer good enough for us. We have a responsibility, a mandate from SBR John to not only predict the outcomes, but to articulate exactly how the games are going to go down to our vast, and might I say, extremely good-looking audience.
Yeah, well, Swingin Johnson, I mean, part of the reason why, I don't know about you, but part of the reason why I am, at least not embarrassing myself with my analysis and my opinions here is because one game onto the next, I never look back. I don't even remotely have time to look back. I'm exhausted by the end of the week, which is where we are right now on Thursday. But if you say that we were picking winners last week, I believe you. I can't even.
Yeah, you see, the difference between us is you work for a living. So I do have the time to go back, you know?
I totally hear you. Yeah, with me, it's like one game analysis. It's 100% of my brain. Then half an hour later, I couldn't tell you one thing about the game. I could only tell you about what it is I'm researching coming up. But right now, we're going to talk about Tennessee Buffalo. And at this exact moment, I know everything there is to know about this game. I'm thinking, look, we always talk about the one game that no one else picked, and I'm liking Buffalo here, -3. I know I've heard some people say that, don't be too quick to it, that Tennessee is the right side. But Tennessee's off 10 days rest. They're off the Pittsburgh win. So, I like to take sort of a mediocre or subpar team off of a big win like that. You see that all the time happen. Buffalo beat Arizona last week. Both these teams have some weaknesses, but they are showing improvement. The Bills' bad defense is getting better. On the other hand, Chris Johnson's running better for Tennessee. I don't know, man. I like Buffalo here. What do you think?
It's kind of scary because great minds are once again thinking alike.
Well, no,
and
yeah.
I know that doesn't always make for good video or good radio, but I'll tell you what, man. Look, Tennessee beat the Steelers last week, 26-23. I get that. Steelers just can't win on the road. It's as simple as that. But Tennessee is not a very good team, and that's putting it mildly. They might be a bit better with Hasselbeck instead of Locker, but they're 2-4. And the ironic part about this game is that, on one hand, Tennessee paid all that money to Chris Johnson last year, and now they are now the proud owners of the very worst rushing game in the league, despite the fact that Chris Johnson, marginally increased his 3.3 yards per carry last week. The flip side, though, is the Buffalo Bills spent a small fortune on signing Mario Williams and Mark Anderson in the offseason to bolster a defense that has gotten absolutely smoked at times this season. And once again, ironically, the Bills are the proud owners of a run-stop unit that ranks dead last in the NFL. It's pretty funny to me, but here's the difference, the way I see it, Loshak. The Bills' defense can make plays, as evidenced by all three of their wins this season, when they limited the Chiefs to 17 points, the Browns to 14, and the Cardinals last week, they beat 19-16. But all those teams they beat have one thing in common: pretty weak offenses. Well, guess who's coming to town, baby? Another weak offense in the Tennessee Titans. And as a matter of fact, their defense sucks too. Dead last in points allowed, averaging a whopping 34 points per game. It just seems to me like Buffalo, look, they're no great shakes, but they are at home. Sean Merriman is finally back in a Bills uniform, and they're playing, in my estimation, the worst team in the NFL. I don't just like the Bills. I love the Bills. Lay the 3.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking the same thing. And now I'm remembering last week when we picked the Colts was because they were off their big upset win over Green Bay. Everyone's like, that's awesome, but they're still, a mediocre, too bad team. They go on, in their next game on the road, and of course they get blown out. And
exactly, and we called that. I mean, because I remember saying to you, we've seen this movie before. I remember saying that the Colts are just they're just. It's so stereotypical of a huge win, and that they're just not that good. And we knew they were going to get crushed by the Jets, and sure enough, they did. I kind of feel the same way about the Buffalo Bills here because The Titans are horrible. I
Yeah.
mean, they really are a bad team. And you know what? Forget about Chris Johnson running. Forget about that. They're not going to be able to use them because they're going to be down. And when they're down, they're going to have to go through the air. And I like Buffalo to win this game big.
Yeah, exactly. We have seen this movie before. Last week we saw Tweedledee and Tweedledum picking winners, part one, and this is Tweedledee and Tweedledum picking winners too. Same situation.
I like to refer to us as the Nostradamus twins.
Yeah, the Nostradamus twins. Sure. Yeah. No. All right. It's decided. Buffalo -3. I'm not going to pull my bet. I'm sticking with it, Sween.
I love it, baby.
Talk to you next week. Thanks.